Hi there. I've designed a system that can be used to tell any note on any position on the guitar fretboard instantly. I made a diagram over here to represent the frets on a guitar, and the strings are represented by the rows in this table. You will have to work with a numeric system, as there is no way one can calculate a note position on a fretboard using the names of the note. You can't add 10 to a D and then come up with an answer. So what we've done is we've devised a system of numbers that we can add, and we get an answer, and then we resolve the answer that tells us the note that we're dealing with, or the note that we want to find out. What we do is, in this system, is we add the number of the fret. These are the fret numbers, and we add that fret number to the note value. The note value are the numbers in red behind the names of the notes. So what we do is, if we say we want to know what this note is on the 9th fret on the D string, then what we do is we add the 9 to the 3, which is the value of the D string. Then we say 9 plus 3 is 12. So where those two intersect, the 9 and the 3 is 12, that will be a B. So that will be a B note in that position. And it works like that because the 12 on the circle of notes, the 12 points to the B. And we can do one more example. Let's say we want, let's say that note over there, the 6th fret on the G string. So we add the 6 to the 8, we get a value of 14. If we go and look at the circle of notes, the 14 equates to a 2, and that's a C sharp. So that note over there will be a C sharp, and we can write it in there. I will explain this 214. What this is we've allocated the notes in a circle format over here, and then, but sometimes if we add numbers on the fretboard, like let's say we add a 12 to a 10, then we get a value of 22, and that so we need to go past the 12, 13, 14, 15 to include the values of higher note, the higher note values on the circle as well. But it's quite easy to understand how it works. When you get an answer that's bigger than 12, then we just deduct 12. So if you add a 12 to a 10 is 22, we deduct 12, and we get a value of 10, then we know we're dealing with the A note. So the principle works on any position on the fretboard. Let me explain what is happening in the circle of notes. In Western music, we have 12 semi-notes in an octave. I've arranged the semi-notes, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, and so forth, in the shape of a circle. So it looks a bit like a wall clock. Please note there are no sharps and flats between the E and the F and the B and the C. If you look at the piano keyboard, you'll see between the E and the F, there's no black note. Between the B and the C, there's no black notes. There's no semi-notes between those. And then we carried on past the 12, as I mentioned earlier, to get to the values of 14, 15, 16, up to 23, so that if we add high values, let's say that like the A string has got a high value, and we add 10 to 10, we get to a value of 20, which is just the same as 20 minus 12, which is 8. And then that note over there will be a G. We can put the note in there. So it's quite easy to work out what the note is anywhere on the fretboard. If you think in terms of the time system that's used by the military or airlines, they refer to 1 p.m. as 1300 hours and 2 p.m. as 1400 hours, 3 p.m. as 1500 hours, and so on. That just gives you an easy way to think of how to get back to the first set of numbers that we've written down, the 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 11, and then we go 0, and then we get to 13, 14, 15, and up to 23. So any value that you get that's bigger than 12, we subtract 12, and then you get a lower value, and that points you to the note that you're looking for on the fretboard. Let's talk about the string values. Where did we get the string values from? You see, we've given the E note a value of 5. Comes from the circle of notes. When we allocated values to the notes, we allocated the value of 5 to the E, and that's the value that we've put in there. And the same with the A string. It's got a value of 10, so we put the 10 value in there. The D string has got a value of 3, so there's a 3, and we've added the 3 in here. The G string has got a value of 8, so we added the 8 in there. The B string has got a value of 0, so we put the 0 in there, and then the E string, the first string, is the same as the 6th string, and we added the value of 5 in there. So the maths work like this. When you add that value of the string to the value of the fret, where the string and the fret intersect, the value over there will equate to the note of that fret. So if you take the 9th fret on the G string, it's 9 plus 8 is 17, minus 12 is 5, and there you've got the 17 minus 12 is 5, and that note will be an E. So you can put it in there, and you've got your note that you're looking for. So what I want to do now is I want to just clear the diagram and show you how we can use the circle of notes in a different way. Let's say we want to calculate where the G note is on every single string. So you say, okay, on the E string, where will we find the G note? Now we know the G has got a value of 20 or 8. Now on the E string, it's already got a value of 5. So now we must say, if we want to get from 5 to 8, how many frets must we add? We must add 3. 5 plus 3 is 8. So your G string will be over there. Let us do the next one. Where on the A string do we find the G note? So we're looking for 20 or 8. We've already got 10. We can't get to 8, so we need to go to 20. So we add 10, and your G will be over there. If we work with a D string, and we say, okay, now we want the G on the D string, how many must we add to the 3 to get to 8? Only a 5. So if we go to 5, that's where the G is. On the G string, where will we get the value of 8? Well, it's the open string, or if we add to get to 20, it's on the 12th position. That will also be a G. So, and that's the way it works on all the notes on the open strings will repeat on the 12th fret as well. Now we want the G string on, the G note on the B string. We're looking for a value of 8, so we go to the 8th fret. 8 plus 0 is 8. So our G will be over there. And then 5 plus 3 gives us 8, so the G will be over there. So now we've just worked out, without the reference to a chart or any diagram of sort, exactly where all the G notes are. Now we can do the same for any other value. You just need to know what the value is that you're looking for. So if you're looking, let's say we want to know where the A sharp is on every note. Then we're going to look for a value of 11 or 23, and we add to the strings to get to the value of 11. And where those positions are is where we'll find the notes. And that is basically how the system works. Add the fret value to the note value. The 7 plus 8 is 15. If you take 15 minus 12, it gives you a 3. So that note, the 7th fret of the G string, will be a D. And there you go. It's the same principle that can be used for any tuning style as well. Let's say you use drop D tuning. Then this note changes to a D. Then we must change that value to a 3. So we put a 3 in there. And then we must remove all the notes that we put in there. So if I want to use drop D tuning and I want to know where will my G be on this string now. So it's the G will be a value of 8. So we need to add 5. So the G will be over there. So yeah, well, there we go. It's the same obviously as that one. But the principle works the same. As long as you add the correct values of the strings over here, then you can use BGD tuning, and you will be able to work out where the notes on the fretboard are using the numeric system that we've allocated on this. So all you have to memorize is 12 note values, and that's it. Because those note values are used to allocate the values to the strings, and those note values are used for resolving the name of the note. If you use a mandolin, the tuning is G-A-D-E, then you use note values 8, 10, 3, 5. If you use the standard plectrum banjo tuning, which is D, G, B, and E, then we use the values 3, 8, 0, 5, according to this circle of notes. So any string instrument that uses strings and frets, you can use the system on that instrument, provided that you give the correct values to the strings according to this circle of notes. And that is it, folks. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, please subscribe to this channel. Give us a thumbs up by hitting the button below the video. It's totally free. There's no charge. And thank you for watching.